ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Okay, I forgot to send the energizer question. Speak your mind. So the speak your mind topic today is about our old habit. Name an old habit that you successfully got rid of. You've gotten rid of it. Who wants to go first? An old habit that you have actually uh, gotten rid of it. So don't be shy. Could be anything. It's not necessarily must be bad, okay? It could be any old habits. For some reason, you decided to, okay, I think I should put a stop. For some reason. So what is it? Come, somebody. I'm sure we have come a long way, right? Okay, maybe I can go first. I liked to collect a lot of CDs, compact CDs, songs, because I had my favorite band, so I collect everything from that band. Okay, so now I don't know where's all the CDs and cassettes gone, because somehow I lost taste for it. I don't like the maybe the loud music, and I don't have time to listen to it anymore, because I have, ever since I started Krishna consciousness, so I started collecting kirtan CDs. I find that the kirtan is more energetic, the spiritual discotheque. So I find then I realized the wordings in that songs very disturbing, because previously we used to just enjoy the music, but later on as you grow, you will be relishing the lines, you will be actually paying attention to the lines, and it's just doesn't jive with our life. So slowly I gave up that, and then I realized that I'm actually detached from that CDs when I actually gave away all those CDs, so I didn't feel bad about it. Last time I'm very possessive about my CDs. Okay, so that's how I got rid of this old habit, right? Collecting CDs, or collect and keep. Okay, so that's about my sharing. Who wants to go next?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Tachayani Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I had this very bad habit. First thing I get up, I'll go down, I'll make a big mug of tea. And tea, addicted to tea. Big mug, it's not a small one. Make big mug of tea, then I'll drink the tea, then go and do front sweeping, or if I getting before marriage. Before I got married. Then when I got married, my in-laws, Gujaratis, they say, oh, you must go and take your bath first. You cannot touch anything.
Nice.
So then I will do what? Especially when the weekends, if Saturday, Sunday, I'm at home. I still like the habit of going and making tea. Because Monday to Friday, we are working. So Saturday, Sunday is my day off. So I want to make tea, relax, dream. And then, they keep making noise and say, no, you must bath first, pray first. And all that. I keep saying, oh, these people are. In my heart, I'll be thinking that. Then after some time, my father-in-law is a very nice man. He said, he calls me Dikru in Gujarati. They say, no, you shouldn't, you're married, you're sleeping with your husband, you should go straight, take bath, you shouldn't touch the stove. They are actually my in-laws are Brahmins. You shouldn't touch all these things, and you should bath, pray. You must pray for your well-being of your husband. That's the good habit. You pray first and all that.
Very nice, Mataji. Very nice points. Very nice sharing.
So now, first thing I do is run to the toilet. I won't go down and make
Go to the
tea. All
kitchen.
that. I stop that habit. I go take my bath. After my bath, I get up very early, 4 in the morning. I bath, then I pray first, and I go for my walk. Come back, pick up the flowers for my God, Krishna, light up the lamp. By the time I make anything for myself, it's already 10 o'clock. Because I'm doing all this. First is thinking of Krishna, what to feed him. Because I have baby Krishna,
Okay.
who carries the laddu. I have to give him milk and all the early morning, must feed him.
Laddu Gopal. You have Laddu Gopal.
Yeah, so this kind of things, a habit I have started. In a way, I say these are good habits.
Yes, of course. It is,
But
Mataji.
when you are young, you tend not to listen to what others say, the elders, you feel
Yes.
they are pestering you to change, which you don't want to change. But as
But
you
now you
grow
find it reasonable and
as you grow,
sensible.
so as you grow older, it makes a point, as we grow older, we know that the stove is Agni, so simply touching the fire is not good. If you're not clean, you haven't taken your bath and all that. So then only when you start reading books, as you grow older, and this, especially you are in ISKCON and all that, you learn a lot of things.
Right. Very nice, Mataji. That's a classic example. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So we can hear one more person from one more person. Okay, it doesn't have to be a bad habit. It could be any habit that you think you can live without it. And what did you do to overcome it or to stop it? Anyone? Roja Mataji? Sarus Mataji? Anybody convenient to speak?
May I?
Yeah, Chatapriya Mataji.
Before I like gambling every
Oh, okay.
one
Mahjong, Mataji, mahjong.
mahjong, but because I'm working, I every time they all come, I will write Saturday and Sunday and Wednesday, 3 days a week. But I
3 days in a week.
yeah. Then I
Okay.
also with my son, my children, they all went to Genting. We all start playing or not one arm medic. When
Param Prabhu.
start chanting already, don't
I do play that too.
no interest.
Oh, you know how to play mahjong,
Not mahjong, one arm bandit.
What's that?
No. Your interest all when you feel the one arm medic, that something come and tell you they are already set. Then you pull, you waste money only. Then they already set the timing, everything set. You cannot win. Then only, I feel it. Then since that, I didn't, when I joined ISKCON Hare Krishna, I chant Hare Krishna. So far, I didn't go to Genting already. Then I also no more gambling.
Okay. So how long you spend, Mataji, at one time? You enter the, I don't know what you call that, arena or the table. How long you spend?
How you mean?
How many hours one time when you play one time? How many hours you spend?
2-3 hours.
2 hours sometimes also okay.
2 hours. Okay, so what made you stop? Or did you stop like immediately or gradually you lost taste for it? What happened?
Something tell me. Then only immediately I don't go already. Then because
what was it? What was it? Are you like wasting your time or wasting your money or what is it?
Then something don't know come into my mind that this already set, everything set. You cannot win this jackpot one. You don't try to. Like somebody come and tell me like inside my mind. From there, I feel like awaken like that.
So if you are tempted again or you are invited by your family, so how do you manage that?
I don't no more. Since that time, I got no interest at all. Don't
Okay,
know.
so you say you don't have interest anymore.
No, the taste also. When
No taste.
my children asked me, we all went to Paris, asked me to go and see the that bag, all famous bag or what. Then
Uh,
asked me, Tosa. And then I say I don't want. I feel no interest at all. No more. So
meaning
I
previously you had some liking towards
yeah, all
branded bags. Is it?
like that. I like shopping now. No more.
No more. Okay, okay. Okay, right. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, Param Prabhu, anything you want to share with us?
I have this habit of also keeping CDs and other things lah. A lot of since this Diwali I start clearing, but
Oh, why?
haven't finished yet.
Why this changes is coming to you?
Yeah, I wanted to clean it up myself.
Okay, so you don't
Just
find
decided to clean up.
sorry, Prabhu?
Decided to clean all the old things. Like throw a lot of things during Diwali.
Bogi lah,
Before
Prabhu.
Diwali.
Bogi for Deepavali.
Yeah,
So
bogi
you
for
don't
Diwali.
feel attached or some connection to these
Yeah.
collections?
Attachment less lah, but still got.
So you have actually reduced it. So
Yes,
that's
correct.
the first step. Okay, nice, Prabhu. So thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. So like we can take classic example from Tachaini Mataji, from Param Prabhu, and from Yashoda Priya Mataji. They have actually had some habits, and due to some cultivation of it could be knowledge, or it could be taste, or it could be this, it could be anything, any motivation, and they have gradually have reduce the attachment to this. Okay, for example, Param Prabhu is gradual, mine also gradual actually. So Tachani Mataji and Yashoda Priya Mataji, they have actually put a total stop because they find the advice that was given to them is very reasonable. Okay, so they cultivated some discipline. Like for example, Tachani Mataji's father-in-law say, okay, the discipline is that when you wake up, you have to go shower first, and then only the next things. So that's how Tachani Mataji developed new habits. Okay, same goes to Yashoda Priya Mataji, that she's disciplined not to enter the casino or the mahjong table. So these are discipline. Okay, so we all have few old habits. It could be bad or characteristic in us, and we usually need discipline to get rid of them. Okay, it has to come as discipline. So similarly, discipline is also very important to advance in spiritual life. Okay, even if in some of these cases they may not be spiritual. Okay, playing gambling could be waste of time, playing gambling could be waste of money. Okay, so these are material reasons. And taking a bath before going out of the kitchen, it could be also material or cultural. Giving up the collection of CDs also could be material because they don't want to waste time and money anymore. All right, but to advance in spiritual life, also we need discipline. Okay, so today we will see how to inculcate this gradually in our day-to-day lives. Okay, we cannot become perfect overnight. Okay, so that's something to pacify us. We cannot be perfect, cannot be pure devotee, pure yogi, advanced yogi overnight. So we are gonna, Krishna is helping us to go through that step by step. So it may sound like so much of rules and regulations. No, these are things to help us. Okay, so last week, what was the topic that we did last week? That last topic 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. What was the last topic?
Eternity of Bhakti, is it?
Eternity of Bhakti. So what does
Eternity
that?
of Bhakti.
Yes, correct. The eternity of Bhakti. So we saw the importance of Bhakti. Okay, the importance of doing activities for Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Okay, and that Bhakti is eternal. All right. So even when we die without completing, without perfecting our Bhakti life, we are coming back. Okay, and we are continuing from where we left. All right. So how are we doing that? We are doing it by practice, and that is called sadhana bhakti. Okay, sadhana bhakti means discipline, practice. So that is sadhana bhakti, and this is important to perform regulated bhakti seva. So when you have discipline, you practice it, and then your bhakti seva become regulated. Otherwise, our bhakti seva will be today buat, tomorrow tak buat. Today buat a lot, tomorrow buat very less. Okay, so this is not regulated in that sense. So discipline is required. Okay, so our recap on last week's chapter is eternity of bhakti. Anybody can recall anything from the Bhagavad Gita verses that we did previously? There was a verse in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna will specifically say there is no loss in this path. Anybody took down the notes? What verse is that? It's in chapter 2. Anyone jotted down? I forgot who presented this verse. If you are here, maybe you can tell us. Okay, if you have Bhagavad Gita in your hand, please open chapter 2, text 40. You can open your phone or you can open your Bhagavad Gita, but it has to be Bhagavad Gita as it is, okay, so that we get the right word. Who can tell me? Who can read for me the verse, the translation? Anyone?
Mataji, can I
Yes.
try?
Yes, Kalamataji.
Okay. In this endeavor, there is no loss of diminution, and little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So that is the glory of bhakti. No loss or diminution, like I mentioned. Okay, if you're going to leave our body to at whatever stage that we have left our bhakti seva, next birth we are going to continue from where we left. So that way we are gradually advancing and perfecting our life. Okay, so whose story that we covered in this chapter, in this week 12? There was one Acharya we spoke about. What happened to him? How this verse is applicable in his life? Who remember? Is an Acharya. He is the guru of Sri Ramanujacharya. Do you all remember? Can somebody recall?
Yamuna Acharya, is it?
Yes, Yamunacharya. So what happened to him actually? How this verse is applicable for him, or we can relate that in his life? Who can recall? Remember the competition of the the philosophical competition, the poetry competition, and then what happened to him? And then remember the particular green veggie. So finally, what happened to him? Come on, try to recall. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. If not, I don't know if you remember what we learned in week 12. Anyone can remember story about Yamunacharya? I'm gonna wait. Do you all have the PDF? Hello, Hare Krishna. Anything, any word you remember, then I can expand that for you. No? Nobody? Kartini Mataji? Are you there?
Yes, Mataji, I'm here, but I have no idea.
No idea? Okay.
No.
What comes to your mind when we say there's no loss or diminution and Yamunacharya? But you were there in week 12, was it? Were you? I don't know. You were not in the class.
No, I wasn't in the class, Mataji.
Yes, I remember. Okay. I think that was Vasudhi Mataji. Okay, who else were there? Saras Mataji? Do you remember the Yamunacharya story? I'm using my office PC. The slides in my personal PC, so I cannot share screen on that slide. Param Prabhu, do you remember what happened to Yamunacharya? Finally, he see a deity and everything comes to his mind.
Can't recall, Mataji.
Okay. Can somebody open the PDF? Did I share in the group? I think I shared in the group. No? Okay, so later I will
It
share.
says download fail, Mataji. I couldn't download it.
Maybe it expired or what.
He was talking about a person who challenged him and humiliated him. Akil, what? Akil.
Okay. And then?
And then that's the one lah. I think Yamunacharya.
So Yamunacharya will win the contest, and what
Yeah.
he will be rewarded with?
Rewarded.
He will be rewarded for winning the contest. What was the reward? The king and queen. They'll reward him with something. What will they make him as? He's actually a sadhu, okay, but because he won the poetry contest, he was rewarded. What was his reward? He was made a king of a small village. Remember? Okay, so when
he was called the successor for the what? Nanda.
So he was made a king and then
Yeah. And he forgot about
he will forget about all the
now all coming back. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then he forget that he was actually a spiritual person because he got carried away with the material opulence, the duties and everything. Got distracted totally. Then who called him back? Who made a plan, master plan? His grandfather, Nada Muni. So what Nada Muni did? Nada Muni sent somebody to remind Yamunacharya, look, this is not what you are here for. You are here because you have spiritual duties. Your grandfather is died or dying, and you need to be the next person. So where will I forgot the person's name. Where will he bring Yamunacharya? To one temple. What temple?
Ranganathan.
Yeah, he'll bring you to Ranganath temple, and Yamunacharya will start glorifying the Lord. Just amazing poetry will come out immediately. That is because he has performed pure devotional services in the past, and there was a gap, and Krishna never forgets. So he brings him back. Just the sight of deity, everything comes back to him, and he remembered everything. He recalled everything. Who is he actually? And reminded him what is the purpose he's here. So there is no loss or diminution. You don't have to start all over again. Okay, so same goes even if somebody leaves the body and you're going to come back and you're going to continue where you left your devotional service stage. Okay, progress. Okay, so after that, what else? Okay, so this is the Yamunacharya story. And then all the great acharyas have also said that you have nothing to lose. All right, so that was a question. What would happen if you are practicing now but unable to remember Krishna at the time of death? This is about the art of dying, because we always know that Krishna said whatever state that we remember at the time of death, that state we will attain, okay, without fail. Krishna said, without fail, guarantee you will get that. Okay, remember the picture of the frog and the fly, okay? So now, question. How if we cannot remember Krishna at the time of death, which means we did not perfect our devotional life? What will we get in our next life? Or where will we be born? As what? Our
depend on what you have in your mind during your death.
Okay, so let's say you have done lots of devotional services throughout your life, But yet you cannot remember Krishna at the time of death. So what will happen? What kind of birth then we will get? Say that concept, right? Whatever state that we have on our mind, say that's for ordinary people. Okay, so that works for ordinary people. Whatever they think on their mind, that state they will get. How about the devotees, those who are engaged in bhakti yoga, but they couldn't remember Krishna no matter what, how much they have performed devotional service? What will happen to them?
Maybe become Swamiji.
The next life, where they will be born as?
Maybe they'll be born in pious family,
Yes,
family.
exactly. In chapter 6, right? Krishna said,
Yes.
rebirth in aristocratic and devotional family. Okay. So of course that you can break down into failing after a short term, failing after a long term. Okay. So there is never a loss. Okay. When you are born in a devotional family, then Krishna will. Why Krishna is doing that? Because he's giving you facilities for you to accelerate. Okay, your path on the spiritual life will be accelerated. Okay, so probably you'll have very nice facilities, but the important part is here is that we need to understand, okay, when we are given this kind of beautiful facilities, that means Krishna has made our life easy, so we have to utilize it instead of enjoying the material facilities. Okay, otherwise we're going to go back to square one. Okay, so and then finally we saw how what are the action plans that you want to take to increase our spiritual credit. So whether we never had spiritual credit and what are we going to do about it, or we have accumulated some and what are we going to do to increase it further. Okay, so we saw that as well. Okay, so that's that, and then this will bring us to today's topic, rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga. So before that, I need to tell you there are 5 levels of spiritual advancement. Okay, so the number 1, okay, who has Bhagavad Gita, please keep it ready. Yeah, I need 5 readers. Okay, 1 person read 1 verse. So level 1, you need to open chapter 12. Okay, somebody please read from verse 8. So level 1 is when the mind is fully fixed on Krishna. So now we want somebody to help us to read the verse, the translation, sorry. Who can read for us?
Text 8, is it?
Okay, just hold on, yeah. Yeah, text 8, Mataji,
Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Okay, I don't know why my video is not coming. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the pure love stage where the pure devotees offer their mind and intelligence to Krishna entirely. Okay. All right. So that means you remember Krishna's form in your mind, then contemplating on Krishna. That is intelligence. So these 2 things, with your mind, you are remembering Krishna's form. With your intelligence, you are contemplating on Krishna. So this activity, right, for pure devotees at this level 1, they do it 24/7 without a gap. Great acharyas, great sages, great devotees, this is what they do. So fully they engage their life, dedicate their life in this level 1. However, we are working, we have duties, we have family, okay, we have a lot of household duties, work duties, this, that, community duties, so many duties. So we can't do level 1. So we do sadhana bhakti. We can't do pure bhakti at level 1. We can do sadhana bhakti, bhakti in practice. All right. So what is this level 2? Krishna is giving us alternative. Can we have somebody to read 12.9? Come.
My
I'll read,
dear.
Mataji.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, who is it? Kartini Mataji?
No, another Mataji said she wanted to read.
Okay.
Right?
Which Mataji?
It's okay, Mataji, go ahead.
Oh,
It's
Yamuna
okay.
Mataji. Okay, carry on, Mataji. Kartini Mataji, ready for 12.10, yeah?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. 12.9, Mataji. Yamuna Mataji.
No problem. Okay. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So, other than Yamuna Mataji, my question is for the rest. If we cannot engage our mind fully on Krishna, what is the alternative that Krishna just gave?
Follow regulative principles of
Oh,
Bhakti
very
Yoga.
good. Yes, follow regulative principles. And the goal of performing these regulative principles of Bhakti, Krishna said at the end, by doing.
To develop a desire to attain Krishna.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Mataji. So this is not supposed to just to remain as a mere mechanical process. It should lead to increase in desire to serve Krishna or see Krishna or love Krishna. The intensity should increase. So that is the goal. This is the means and that is the goal. Okay, so basically this in this sadhana bhakti practice, devotion practice, these regulative principles will help us. Okay, by doing this, it will help us to withdraw our mind is wandering, right? It's going here, going there. So it will withdraw our mind and it's going to fix on Krishna repeatedly. Why it's repeatedly? Because like I mentioned, just give me a second.
Mataji, you're muted.
Mataji disappeared.
Yes, yeah. I have to sort out something for my daughter. Just for a while, yeah. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I was talking about the level 2, that the sadhana bhakti, the regulative principles under sadhana bhakti is supposed to help us to develop desire to attain Krishna. Now, let's go to people who are not able to do this for some reasons. So that is called level 3, 12, 10. Okay, Kartini Mataji.
If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me. Because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
Okay, so from devotional services, from pure devotional services, Krishna is given alternative practice, devotional service in practice. Okay, if he can't do devotional service in practice, then he says just work for him. Okay, so that is work for Krishna. Okay, for example, like if you can't directly serve Krishna in temple or in the house, you are actually contributing your energy some way or other, supporting people who are serving Krishna, monetary wise, energy wise, consultation wise, facility wise. So you are doing work for Krishna in that sense. Okay, so for those who are not able to do this, okay, they can't go out and work for Krishna. Maybe they are just like home grounded, they can't do, or because of some restrictions in their family or community, they are not able to do that. So they can take up the next level, level 4. Is there anyone able to read 12, 11?
Read
So,
Mataji.
okay, Ken Prabhu. So working for Krishna means you're using your senses and limbs to work, directly, those who are serving. Okay, so for level 4, what if you can't do that? All right. So yes, Prabhu, carry on.
If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of life, then try to act giving up all the results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Okay, so here, thank you, Prabhu. So here Krishna is saying, Krishna did not say give up your work. All right, you can go on working, but the results you need to give up. Okay, so you do that work in that consciousness. Okay, some people, like I say, they are not able to help the activities of Krishna conscious because of some social or family or religious consideration, or because of some other impediments. So he may have other difficulties. Okay, for people who have that kind of problem, that he can sacrifice that accumulated results of the activities. Okay, so maybe the monetary wise or consciousness wise also he can do that. So for this you can do you can be engaged in social service, community service, national service, some sacrifices for the country. So all this can be accepted. Okay, because as you keep doing this, gradually you will come to the stage of pure devotional service. This is gradual, yeah, gradually, because we have to start somewhere, you see. So given the situation or constraints different people may have, these are the activities is Krishna is recommending that you can start somewhere, you can do something instead of nothing. Okay, all right, if you can't do that, all right, for that also Krishna gives a alternative. So level 4, giving up results of workers. So here pure devotion service. Okay, here devotion service in practice. So you follow some rules, okay, regulatory principles. If you can't do that, and then you can work for Krishna. And if you can't do that, then just give up the results of work consciousness. Okay, your other activities. When you perform your other activities, then your consciousness you surrender to Krishna. If you can't do that, level 5, 12, 12. Can we have somebody to read 12, 12 for us?
I'll read Mataji.
Okay.
Okay. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain a peace of mind.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So first, you cultivate knowledge. I mean, if you can't do any of this, then we're going to start by cultivating knowledge. So what kind of knowledge that we are going to cultivate? That we are the Atma. We are the soul. So that is the first step of the knowledge. So when we meditate on the fact that we are the soul, all right, so we will gradually detach ourselves from the material obligations around us, material bodies, material duties, okay, and we'll get into meditations. All right, but sometimes meditations can fail because distractions always there. Even great personalities in the past, like even Hiranyakashipu was also distracted once by some birds. Okay, and we had Vishwamitra distracted by a female. So like this, we have histories of great sages being distracted. So which means it can be there can be a flaw if you are not really fixed. All right, so instead of spending time in meditating, which is only recommended during Satya Yuga, okay, we have covered all this, right? So it's better to do work. It's better for us to do work and then renounce the results. So if we keep doing this, then we will attain peace. Okay, so this is how Krishna is giving our recommendation for us how to gradually elevate ourselves on the spiritual path. So you can start from here and then go here and then go here and then go here and go here, or we can straight away go here and then go to level 1. So this is why we are going to focus on this. Okay, how by following these regulatory principles of Bhakti, we can attain the first level, the top class level. Okay, so this is the verse, yeah. My dear Arjuna, oh winner of wealth. All right, so Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means winner of wealth. If you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, so it's not just about fixing our mind on Krishna. It's about fixing our mind on Him without deviation. Sometimes we deviate. Sometimes when we're happy, think of Krishna. When we are sad, think of Krishna. But when we are fine, we don't think of Krishna. The worst is when we're happy, we forget about Krishna. Only when we are sad, we are thinking about Him. So this is all deviations. All right. So if we can't do this, then we have to do something that can fix our mind on Krishna repeatedly, again and again, again and again. So this has to be done on a daily basis or a few times in a day. Okay, so this is why regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga are recommended. So, and there should be a goal, all right? The goal is to develop a desire to attain me. All right, 12.8, then it's spontaneous. You don't have to teach them. You don't have to tell them, you have to do this, you have to do this. Have you done this? Have you done that? No need to follow up. So that is spontaneous. So that's why it is top class. Okay, so, but many of us are not there. All right, so that is why this verse is important. Okay, so why? Because we are using our senses day in, day out. Every day, on daily basis, we are using our senses. And if you include these regulative principles of bhakti, then purification will take place. Because we want to know how this is possible. How from level 2, we can go to level 1 just by doing regulative principles. Because in that between, the process in between is purification. Okay, so our senses could be contaminated by a lots of selfish motives, desire for name, fame, glory, material opulence. So it's contaminated with by all these things. But when we engage our senses only to please Krishna through our discipline, this is a discipline, yeah, then purification is taking place. Okay, so currently, like this slide is mentioning, our life revolves around sense gratification. Okay, nobody is doing things selflessly. Okay, for some reason they are doing things to see what benefit I can get, what benefit I can give to the people around it. So these are motivated. Somebody's mic. Okay, so this is an example, yeah. You see, so in this material existence, we may be engaged in serving some master, some other people, or a master. But most of the time, we don't serve the master out of love. Why do we serve them? Why? Who can tell?
Because he's a master.
Okay, so why must serve him?
For
What do we get
money.
from them? Money. So sometimes we only work for the gaji, and sometimes we want promo, so we work a bit more. Okay, we want to please him more because we want some benefits for ourselves. Okay, so I simply serve master to get some money. I don't lovingly serve my master. And the master is also not in love with us. He takes service from us and he pays us. Okay? When we leave the company, then they are going to hire another person. Okay? Alright, so there is no question of love. There is no love exchange in material service. Alright, because why I'm bringing in this here is because our senses fully engage in material services. Okay, either for some reason, some motivations and intentions or money, but there is no love in it, no pure love in it. Okay. However, the love that we have for God is dormant. Dormant means it's inactive. Okay, just like water, right? It's very placid, very calm. You have to go kachao that, and then you will see the ripple. So like that, it's dormant. Okay, so that is the meaning of dormant. So we need to revive that. So for this regulative principles, bhakti, right? It will slowly awaken that. The dormant love is inside everybody. Remember, there's one time, one of our topics that the tendency to worship is there in everyone, including aborigines. Okay, they are way far from scriptural knowledge, scriptural books, the Vedic texts, but naturally how they have been living their life from those ages, they worship sun, moon, sea, mountain, trees. So the tendency to worship is there. It's always in everybody. All right, so like that, the tendency for us to love God is in everyone. It's just that sometimes we don't realize it and you have to go tap it. So how do you tap it? That is devotional service. Perform with present senses. We don't have to ask Krishna, or Krishna doesn't have to give us special eyes, special hands, special legs, like how he gives the special eyes to Arjuna to see the spiritual form. So we don't need whatever we have, 2 eyes, 2 ears, nose and mouth, your hands, fingers and everything, whatever we have, we engage that in the devotional service. Okay, so remember, we cannot stay in level 2 because the target is to go to level 1. All right, so to come to that level 1, we are doing this. This is where the purificatory process is happening. And when this happens, okay, purify means it doesn't have to be like you're totally purified as a pure demon. No, purification can happen slowly, just like a person in the shower. You cannot say that he's dirty because he's already taking shower. Okay, he's in the process. So in that process, he is awakening the dormant love for God. So this is very, very important because we don't know that it's been sleeping inside. Okay, you just have to take a little bit of kirtan, little bit of Mahamantra chanting, little bit of listening to some lectures, little bit of prasadam, little bit of the sight of the deities, little bit of the association of devotees. It is awakened. Just like what happened to Just like it happened to who?
Yamuna Acharya.
Yes, Yamuna Acharya. Thank you, Yamuna Mataji. Yeah, so see, this is how I catch you. You all listening or not? Alright, so this is how he had love for the Lord, and then it became dormant. It was like suppressed because of the distractions and deviations. Okay, and then somebody has to come and just tap a little bit, and he started glorifying the Lord with such beautiful words. Okay, so the love of God, okay, the point is that the love of God is manifested in different ways, but it is contaminated by material association. You know, just like the glass is covered by dust. You just have to wipe it, and then you can see your reflection on it. So that is exactly the example that you can use, all right, to relate to this concept. All right, so the heart is also like that. It's been covered by the dust of contamination. So you have to purify it. Keep purifying it by chanting, by kirtan, by hearing, hearing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and Prasadam. So you keep doing that. So the natural love for Krishna will be revived. So this is the whole process. Okay, so this is the process. We have seen the process. We know the goal. Okay, we know how this is happening, what is actually happening. The purificatory process is happening. All right, now how do we do that? We have to practice under the guidance of a spiritual master. Why we need a spiritual master? Okay, because otherwise we will tend to whimsically interpret things according to our limited understanding. Okay, and these are the great souls that have actually dedicated their life in reading and understanding and realizing, and they have actually seen the truth. So when they have seen the truth, they impart it to us. But before they impart the knowledge to us and guide us how to engage in the devotion service, there is an exchange taking place. What are we giving to get that guidance? Who remembers this verse from chapter 4? It's a very important verse about guru-disciple relationship. What is the disciple giving and what is the guru giving? So when we buy something, we have to give money and we get the product or services. So what is the disciple giving and what is the guru giving?
Guru giving guidance, disciple gets knowledge.
Okay, but the disciple is giving something to the guru. What is he giving?
Service, Mataji?
Yes, one of it. One more. Okay, he's giving service and he's doing one other thing also. It is actually the duty of the disciple to do this.
Progress, is it?
Okay, progress can be the result, right? Progress is the result. But there is an exchange giving. It's an exchange between the disciple and the guru. the disciple is doing two things and the guru is giving the knowledge. One is
Approach
giving
submissively.
service. Yes, Madhuri, please repeat.
To approach the guru submissively.
Okay, approach the guru and do what? Very
The
important.
knowledge.
Approach the guru and do what?
Dachana.
Huh?
What dachana?
Dakshina.
Yeah.
Okay, so that can be considered as a render service. What else? The act of the disciple.
Respect, is it?
Okay, that is also can be render service.
Is it surrender?
Okay, ultimately surrender. Yes. What other thing?
Is it spread the guru's instructions, Mataji?
Okay, that also can be service because he's serving the instruction of the guru.
Clue, Mataji?
Become follower of the guru.
Okay, follower of the guru. Yeah. Okay, when you become the follower of the guru, there's a duty that you have to perform. So many of you all said service, dakshina. There's one more thing. Sometimes we are very shy to do that, but it is recommended by Krishna to do it. We think, what people think about me?
Forget blessing, is it?
Tak ada.
Ada.
Tak ada. Okay, a guru is sitting in front of you and you have a lot of doubts and questions. What do you
Ask
do?
questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Okay, let me reveal that. Somebody please read this, 434.
Just try to
Just-
learn.
Oh.
Sorry, Prabhu, go
It's
ahead.
okay. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So here, Lord Krishna describes how to approach spiritual master. Number one, inquire, ask question. Even asking the question, Krishna given a very specific very specific guideline here. How do you inquire? Submissively. And so when you say submissively, which means you're not supposed to inquire in what mood? What is the opposite then? Krishna is actually trying to say here, we can see the other way.
To be humble when you are asking.
Yeah. So be humble, ask humble question. Ask questions humbly instead of
Arrogance.
Aggressively.
Arrogance.
Okay, arrogant. Okay, what else?
Authoritative.
Sometimes people don't really
Ego.
exhibit the arrogance, you know.
With doubt.
But sometimes there's a way that people ask questions like, I've seen people ask questions that are probably they don't know this verse, okay, the guide, and because that's how the modern life is, growing us, right? When you're very
Yes.
confident, it's very thin line, right? Your confidence and arrogance, very thin line. You just skip become arrogant already. So how?
Yes.
So how do we ensure that we do not ask question to the gurus in a wrong way?
Have to be careful.
Yeah, have to be careful and do not inquire in a challenging mode.
Challenging
Do not
way.
challenge. Yeah, so that is the opposite. So we always have to inquire from him submissively. Do you all remember how Arjuna will ask question to Krishna? I like to repeat that phrase that Arjuna used. Okay, so like now the pandemic is over, right? And the lot of gurus are making visits. They are traveling already. So recently, Jayapataka Maharaj came and went, and then His Grace Shankarshan Das Prabhu also came and went, and there was Banu Maharaj as well. So coming soon will be my Guru Maharaj. Right now he's in Singapore. Then on Monday he's going to Johor until 5th he will be there. After that Malacca, Bahau, then he will come to KL. So I will, once he's here, I will update you all. So I really want you all to come and see him. I actually even told Guru Maharaj that, if possible, I want my Gita Gyan students to come and get your blessings, your association. So definitely we want to ask questions. Guru Maharaj loves questions. If you don't have questions, then he will get, why no question? You're not reading? He will ask like that. So many people, they don't like question. Oh, you cannot question me. How dare you question me? So in our movement, we really encourage people to ask questions, because it could be a learning process for both sides, and we can actually take the opportunity to clarify any doubts that the audience may have, so we know where they are or whether we are doing the service correctly. So when we ask questions to the guru, we have the very pressing question. It may sound challenging, okay, because it's very pressing in a certain way. But what we can do is, how can I understand this? So we can use this kind of words. This is the word that exactly Arjuna used to Krishna when Krishna said that I gave Bhagavad Gita for the first time to Sun God Vivaswan. All right, and now I'm giving again because the Guru Parampara chain has appeared to be lost. All right, then Arjuna was perplexed. Krishna, you are my batchmate, you are my cousin, right? We are almost the same age. How is possible for you to have given the Bhagavad Gita to Vivaswan, which is million years older than us? All right, come on, Krishna. It's like that, right? But how Arjuna asked, he asked, how can I understand? How do I understand this? He asked like that, despite their cousins, right? Cousins and dear friends, best friends. Arjuna asked this way, how can I understand this, Krishna? Okay, so even until now, when I ask Guru Maharaj, how can I understand this? Okay, so it's very safe for us to get the right words to ask. Of course, they enjoy answering our question, but at the same time, there are some etiquettes that we need to follow. Okay, so number one, so there's two ways Krishna said we have to serve the process to approach spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. So the service could be anything. If the guru is here physically, then you probably can wash the clothes, serve him, and speak to him, or take him here, take him there. You can drive him around. Okay, that is render physical service. That is physical service. So the non-physical service comes when the guru is not here. So you can serve in various ways, like just follow the instruction that he has given, or if he has given you instruction to do some service in the temple that you can do, right? That is also serving him. Okay, so you can do that, right? Physically and non-physical. We call Vani Seva and Bapu Seva. Vani Seva means serve the instruction. Bapu Seva means serve the body. Okay, right. So why we are supposed to do this? Because the self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto us, because they have seen the truth. All right, so they don't go, a true pure soul, they don't go around and tell everyone that I've seen Krishna. They don't say that. All right, but they will very tactfully give us instructions, because they have seen the truth. They will tactfully give us, so we will have the maturity, the spiritual maturity, to see what they have seen. Okay, so otherwise, Prabhupada always say this only earn cheap adoration from public. So he's totally against that. Okay, he wouldn't want a true guru to do that. Okay, otherwise everybody is going to come and claim I've seen Krishna to get cheap adoration from the public. Okay, so this is the process. All right, so when we receive knowledge from the guru in this process, then we will not fall into this illusion. So that is the knowledge. We will not fall into the illusion. Okay, so let's
Mataji.
go. Yes, Yamuna Mataji.
You were saying how Arjuna approached Krishna. How?
Yes, Mataji. Like this. How do I understand? How can I understand this, Krishna? He'll ask that. Okay, this is in chapter 4. And to those who have Bhagavad Gita, you can open chapter 4. Okay. Can somebody read for me chapter 4, text 4?
I'll read Mataji. Arjuna said, the sun god Viswaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed these signs to him?
Yes, okay, so that's one example. And I think there's another verse. Also, he will ask this, how do I understand this? I can't recall. This one I can recall for now. So this is the phrase that Arjuna used. The sun god Vivasma is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed these signs to him? Because to him, sun god is elder to them. So this is where he comes. Okay, Yamuna Mataji, is that what your question about?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Submissively.
Yes. So
Thank you.
how? Okay. So this is the concept that Krishna is giving us, and in practically, Arjuna is teaching us how. How do I understand? How am I to understand? Okay. So like that. All right. So these are the principles: waking up early in the morning, taking a bath, right, and then enter the temple, offer prayers, or visit the altar that we have at home and offer the prayers. Okay, like Sashani Mataji said, her morning routine is that she goes pluck flowers and she cooks and offer. So that is to be added as well. Okay, before that, we are performing bhajana, okay, by singing or chanting. Okay, and yeah, offer flowers is here. Okay, offer flowers, cook and offer boga. After cooking, must eat. Okay, eating is also service here. Honor prasad. So usually when we are inviting guests to temple, first thing is we don't give them work. Please come and eat and go. Please come and eat and go. Enjoy the kirtan. Okay, this is how we said feed their belly and feed their mind, feed their ears, feed their eyes. Okay, feast to the eyes, ears, and belly. Because the honoring prasad itself is a service, and it is the easiest service anyone can do. Who will say, I don't want to eat, or I don't like to eat, or I don't like delicious food? All right, so this is the easiest way. Okay, so if you want to start sharing about Krishna consciousness to people, then if you're a good cook, then you just have to cook, offer, and give them. Cook, offer, and give them. Okay, and then the prasad will do its work, purificatory process. Okay, so then this is food for the belly. We have food for the soul. Here, Srimad Bhagavatam class or attend Bhagavad Gita classes. Okay, congratulations to all of you. 10 of you sitting here on a Friday evening hearing me speaking. Okay, so thank you for allowing me to serve you. Okay, so can we have somebody to read this translation? Who has not read? Do you like to do some service for tonight?
I'll read, Mataji.
I'll
Sorry, I was
read,
late.
Mataji. I read.
Please, Saras Mataji. The one Saras Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which one?
Hare
This is
Krishna.
Saras Mataji.
Hare, Hare Krishna. Okay. Translated. Who's going to read, Mataji?
Saras Mataji. I think Mataji just joined.
Yeah, I was late. My internet problem.
Okay, so yeah,
Sorry.
you can read Mataji.
Okay. Transcendental knowledge in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and the whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment. And being transcendental, it is approved by authorities. Who could fail to be attracted?
All right, thank you, Mataji.
Mataji.
So there's a lot of points here. Okay, why this transcendental knowledge is very special? Because it stops the wave and the whirlpool of the material modes. No goodness, passion, ignorance. Straight away, escalate to transcendental. So that's number one. Number two, it is satisfying. Why? Because it doesn't have material attachment. So from here, we can understand that anything that has material attachment may lead to frustrations or disappointments or some mental turbulence. But these topics, it frees us from material attachment. That is why it is satisfying. Number three, it's because it's transcendental, it is approved by authorities. Okay, certified, can be used, can be consumed. All right. And with all these points considered, who could be failed to be attracted? All right. So this very good points. All right. Why this is so special and why it's so satisfying? Because it makes us peaceful. Why? Because there is no turbulence. Why there's no turbulence? Because there is no material attachment. The only attachment you have is towards the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay. So there are more reading coming. So please be ready. Okay. So we would like to conclude our topic for today by stating this, right? This 12.9 is an important verse, right? The winner or winner of our wealth. If you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. So we already saw, right, various principles of Bhakti Yoga, waking up in the morning, chanting, taking the flowers, all that. So we are to understand the importance of following certain rules and regulations in Bhakti Yoga. Okay, question. What is the importance? I hope that we have understood the importance of following these rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga. But why is it important? Who can actually briefly explain? Just put in words whatever we have learned today. What
To
are you?
develop desire to attain Krishna. Is it?
Okay, all right. Why is that important? What happens? You can relate all the 5 levels, the process that's involved, and what helps the process. You can relate like that, Mataji.
To surrender to Krishna. Is it?
Okay, some more.
To help
I'm looking for some particular terms
remember
that I
Krishna.
used. Okay, remember Krishna.
To break,
Okay. Yes, Param Prabhu, you're muted.
to break this life cycle.
Okay. Okay, these are all the results of it. Okay, what is happening? What happens when we follow these rules and regulations? The goal is to
We
increase.
are
Sorry.
following the rules and regulation to achieve the breaking of this life birth cycle.
Okay, very good, Prabhu. You got the general point. Okay, the ultimate goal, you've got in it. So what I'm trying to do here is that I'm going step by step so we understand why these rules and regulations is important. So rules and regulations in
Because
Bhakti Yoga, it's done performed by engaging our senses, existing senses, right? So can you connect that senses, regulations, and the goal?
Purify our senses.
Yeah, that's the word. It purifies our senses from what? Why is it dirty?
From the material things.
Yes, it's contaminated with material attachments. Okay, so you all got that point, huh? So we are engaging in rules and the regulatory principles of Bhakti so that our senses will be purified and we can gradually increase our desire to serve Krishna so that ultimately we can fix our mind on Krishna, which is the level 1. So most of us are in level 2 because we have all these duties, the worldly duties, the community duties, the social duties that we have. Okay, so you just remember this level 2. This is how, why we are doing this. If at all one day you feel like so less enthusiastic, why I'm doing this? Okay, I'm doing this because my senses are so contaminated with material detachment. So probably it's distracting me as well from doing my sadhana. Okay, my goal is resolute. My mind is resolute. I need to fix my mind on Krishna because ultimately when I think of Krishna when I'm dying, then I'm going to go to a better place. Okay, I don't want to fall into the animal kingdom. So this is where you bring in the knowledge that we learned from previous weeks, last weeks and previous weeks. So this is a journey. Okay, so we are not starting a new topic every time. We are just continuing connecting and connecting and connecting. Okay, so you have learned so many regulatory principles, and our conclusion for today is also about adding something to our life, which is observing fasting. Okay, example Ekadasi. Other than Ekadasi, we also have important fasting days like Janmashtami, Krishna's appearance day, and Gaura Purnima, the appearance day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is none other than Krishna himself, and he appeared 500 plus years ago. So when he comes down, he was the personality very instrumental in spreading the glories of the holy name. Okay, so we are able to get the fast pass, express pass to Goloka through Mahaprabhu. Okay, so these are fastings. You can increase your sadhana by adding fasting in your lifestyle. Okay, so a little bit more on Ekadasi. Can we have somebody to read, please? Saras Mataji. Your name is Saras. Mataji, you're
Yes,
there?
my phone something wrong already.
Oh, okay, Mataji, take it back.
Sorry.
Are you able to see, Mataji? Is it viewable? Oh, we can't hear you, Mataji. Are you muted? You're muted, Mataji. Please unmute.
Thinking time. How should you practice Ekadasi and fast days? In Brahma
Brahma Vaivarta Purana.
Purana, it is said that one who observes fasting on Ekadasi day is freed from all kinds of reaction to sinful activities and advances in pious life. The basic principle is not only just to fast, but to increase one's faith and love towards Govinda or Krishna.
Yeah.
Or Krishna.
Yes.
My phone something.
No, that's correct. That's all, Mataji. So thank you so much. Okay, so this is the benefit of Ekadasi. Okay, some austerity is required. Apparently, the human life has to have austerity because you don't have austerity in animal kingdom. Okay, and one such austerity is this fasting. Okay, we in chapter 17 we learned a lot of things in activities in three modes: penances, sacrifice, charity, austerity. Okay, so all this activity it can be done in three modes. So even austerity can be done in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. So austerity in goodness means it's prescribed by the scriptural books. Okay, sanctioned by great personalities. If in the passion is austerity to gain some material benefits. So austerity in the mode of ignorance is by it's either self-torture. Let me go back to chapter 17 now. Austerity. Okay, austerity performed with transcendental faith. Okay, I'm just not expecting material benefits, but engaged only for the sake of supreme is called austerity in goodness. So austerity got three categories. All right. If it's performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, and worship, it is made of passion because it is not stable or permanent. The benefit is not stable or permanent. Okay. If it is performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy or injure others, then it is in the mode of ignorance. So these are three modes of austerity or penances. All right. So in this case, the transcendental category of austerity is observing fastings, chanting. These are all austerity. Tell me if it's chanting is not austere. For 2 hours you have to sit and chant. So that is austerity. Fasting is also austerity. Austerity is when you are subduing your desire or need to satisfy your senses. That is austerity. And this kind of austerity, it purifies us because gradually it is reducing the demands of your mind and body. Okay, so in this way, if you keep doing this, then we'll be fixed in devotion service. And any material allurement will not shake us. Okay, so that is the goal. Okay, what else? So how can we practically do something for the satisfaction of the Lord using our mind, body, and etc.? So we have actually gone through the different regulatory principles, right? So if you have not been waking up early, then we can wake up early. If you're not taking bath in the morning, then we can take the bath in the morning. If you're not touching the opening the altar, or praying, offering flowers, so we can start doing that. Or if you are not doing chanting in the morning, then we can do it in the morning. Or if you have not been offering the food, then we can start cooking and offering. You can start by just offering water first, or milk, or juice, or fruits. So when you offer fruit, I always have mentioned before, you have to cut the fruit and offer. Okay, you cannot just give the fruit like that to the Lord, asking him to eat. All right,
I'd like to
because
ask a question, Mataji.
yes,
For
Mataji.
myself, I chant when I go for a walk, like 6 o'clock morning, I go for a walk, I take my chanting bag, and then I start chanting and walk around.
Mm.
Because 6 o'clock in the morning, less people, and I'm walking in the Gamura Gardens there.
Mm-hmm.
And is it okay to do that?
Yeah, this is called Japa walk. Okay,
Ah.
of course, there's always a best ways to do things like sitting and looking at deities or tulasi plant and doing. However, there's something called Japa walk. Even Prabhupada also will go for Japa walk. My Guru Maharaja also will go Japa walk. But what we need to be conscious about is that we are not distracted by the environment around us.
No. It's open like a park, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
with
some
all.
things can let our mind wander, bring
Yeah.
our memory here and there, right? So if we can be very conscious about it, then of
So
course
early morning,
it's good.
I reached there around 5:45, 5:50.
Mm,
My walk is still dark. It's not crowded. One or two people also, like me walking, like, I see some Chinese.
yeah, it's good, Mataji. It's good. You are taking a walk, fresh air, and everything. So
And
as
then
long as
when
you can
I
hear,
can concentrate when I say these words. But when I'm at home, I hear some
all your
noise
duties will come around and haunt
it's
you.
disturbing me. So when I
Yes,
go for
yes,
my
I
work,
understand.
I finish my jabba. I do about 25.
Wow, Rivoli.
From 16, I jump to 25. I do. So
Mm.
I feel it's better for me to walk. If I don't walk, I do in the house. A lot of things
Mm.
are disturbing me.
Yeah, you want to go to the kitchen, you want to do this, you want to
I'm
do
looking
that.
at the time. Oh, still got a walk. Still 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock already. This
Mm.
kind of thing. But then no. So I
Right,
say,
right.
is it okay to do
Yes,
that?
yes, it's okay. It's no problem at all. Okay, as long you hear your chanting and your mind is focused on Krishna, and of course you have to keep an eye on your surrounding. Okay, because you're saying it's very dark, right?
Yeah.
So should be okay, lah, Mataji. As long the
Okay, thank
safety
you.
is taken care of. Okay, so like that. So what else can we do? Anything else that you all want to share? Please share your thought. What can we practically do something to satisfy the Lord using our mind, using our body? So our mind is like even when you're like say you're driving or you're commuting, then you're thinking of Krishna. Okay, what we learned in the class yesterday. If you're if you're a person who constantly hear lectures, then you will remember what you have learned, and then you try to relate. Oh, this maybe the sun is so bright. It's like Krishna, how he appeared as the universal form during the battle of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna will say that like thousands of suns appeared. Sorry, Sanjaya will explain. Thousands of sun emerged at the same time. That's how Krishna looked. So like this, if you don't read, if you don't chant, if you don't hear, then there is nothing to think about Krishna. So you have to fill the mind a little bit more of Krishna. So you will think a bit more. So when you chant, then you will know what are you chanting. Your mind is focused on the remembrance of Krishna. So all this will help. Okay, so is there anything else anybody would like to share? What you want to plan to do? How you want to engage your mind and body to serve Krishna? Practically, yeah, practically. So this is all about being practical because we all are having our own duties and responsibilities. So like myself, I can't go to temple every week for service. So we are in the flower roaster. So every couple of months my turn comes. So this is practical for me to do. So I can engage my hands and legs to do some service for the Lord. So a few months once, then I will go to the deity kitchen to help my friends to cook. So that is happening on Sunday. So this is what I can, make myself available to serve the Lord. So I'm not sacrificing, or I am not being frustrated by taking up things that I cannot handle. Yeah, so this is how I manage mine. Anybody else would like to share? Tachani Mataji has shared that she like to settle her chanting in the morning.
I do Deepa Seva every Sunday in
Yeah,
temple.
the Deepa girl. Yes, that's right, Mataji. And Mataji is also on the flower roaster. So occasionally we meet together for festival service.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah.
That's how I got your acquaintance and joined this class.
Oh, thank you, Mataji. I think it's Ratikopi. It's all glories to Ratikopika Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. She has been a very good devotee to like leading me to the right path.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Anybody else would like to share? What would you plan to do? What do you plan to do? Yamuna Mataji?
Yeah, what I do is like whatever knowledge, not knowledge, stories or whatever I get, whoever I see in the temple, young children, I catch them and I tell them, the latest being the Damodara story, how, and then show them pictures from my phone and things like that. So I'll get a small group of children around me and I'll be telling them the stories, how we was tied up in the rope and all. So I feel that I want them to know the stories.
Oh, you
Actually,
mean your school
no,
students?
I would temple, not my school. School, I'll get into trouble. Not school.
That's right.
No.
Temple, which temple, Mataji?
I go to Ranganathan in unitnya Dalam Kajang.
Okay. So there are some children class existing?
No children class. It's just that after temple or they are there, they're just, I'll just go around and I'll just tell them stories. And
oh, Mataji, that is so sweet. It's a very good initiative.
I really don't know the full story, but whatever I know, and I show them the pictures from my phone, and that's I do that.
Very nice, Mataji. Very nice. I wish one day, you can expand that group and you can actually have a Damodara program in that temple.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think before the pandemic, one Prabhu used to come. He used to put the sticks and all, and whoever came to the temple, he will make them, 7 times.
Is it? I don't know. Is it Kamalnathan Prabhu? He's tall and dark.
Tall, yes, tall. Yeah, I remember him tall. I can't remember his complexion. Yeah.
Okay, because there could be two Prabhu. It could be him because he has passed away like last year or 2 years back. And there could be another Prabhu, Sukamurti Prabhu. So I don't know who's actually going there now. Yeah, you can actually do that, Mataji. If at all I have some news that they're going to have any program at Rangana Temple, I'm surely going to get in touch with you. Is that okay?
Yes. I'm very close to the priest. So anything you can come through me. I
Oh,
can
all
talk
right.
to you. No problem.
Okay, that's nice. So this is great. Okay, this is how we want to increase our engagement in whatever way that we want to engage our mind and body.
The next thing that's going on is Purtasi. So there's a lot of activities.
Okay. So all the best, Mataji. Okay. All right. So as usual, read more and chant more. This is the important. This is the bread and butter of our spiritual life. Okay, so that's the end of the topic of the week. So we have more. We have some readings. Okay, we can somebody read for us? A couple of readings and one video.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes.
Is there another Mataji?
No. I think I only saw your name, Kartini.
Okay. On Ekadasi Day, one should increase one's chanting of Hare Krishna. One should generally accept the following principles to properly execute devotional service. Observe fasting on Ekadasi Day. This occurs on the 11th day of the full moon and the 11th day after the new moon. On such days, no grains, cereals, or beans are eaten. Simply vegetables and milk are moderately taken, and chanting Hare Krishna and reading scriptures are increased. Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 12.
All right, thank you, Mataji. So this is the diet for Ekadasi, vegetable and milk, moderately taken, not lavishly. Okay, so the idea is to reduce the demands of the senses and belly on Ekadasi day. So it is very safe to go as fruitarian. Okay, or vegetables and milk in moderation. Okay, so the next reading, preaching is essence. Any volunteers?
I read Mataji.
Okay, Roja Mataji.
If we follow the rules and regulations of devotional service, we can elevate others. When a person is advanced in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, he naturally becomes very sympathetic toward all living entities suffering in the material world. Naturally, such an advanced person thinks of the suffering of the people in general. However, if one does not know of the material sufferings of fallen souls and becomes sympathetic because of bodily comforts, as in the case of Bharata Maharaja, such sympathy or compassion is the cause of one's downfall. If one is actually sympathetic to fallen, suffering humanity, he should try to elevate people from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. If we give up our own spiritual activities and simply become concerned with the bodily comforts of others, we will fall into a dangerous position.
All right, thank you, Mataji. So this passage is very important. You know why? Because generally we are very concerned and sympathize. We empathize people who are suffering, on the outer bodily discomfort. So we want to give them blanket, food, shelter. There's nothing wrong in all that, but we cannot stop there. All right. So if you want to give food for them, so make it prashad. When last year we had flood problem, right? So we had so many people coming for cutting and packing, and we gave them prashad. And for schools, the underprivileged children, what temples used to do is that we give them books and bags and everything, and we give them prashad as well. We give them Krishna conscious books as well. So we do have community responsibilities to perform, but we have to infuse it with everlasting result. Okay, so we are not going to just give them bodily facilities, because that will only end up us incurring more pious credits. So if we're going to incur more pious credits, then we are going to fall into a dangerous position. We're going to come back again and again and again, right? So that is why here it is mentioned that we need to know why the soul is suffering, because of the material condition. So for material problem, you cannot have material solutions. It does not give you an everlasting happiness. So material problems, you have to give spiritual solution. Okay, so we have to dovetail that in this way. Okay, right, next. Sravana. Okay, this is a video.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please. Maharaj, my senses being so contaminated, I find it very difficult to overcome. Maharaj, what is the temptations are so strong. Always, even though trying, always, if a person is falling down, how can he really, how can he overcome it? His past conditions may be very, very strong, but yet he has a desire that he wants to get rid out of it. Thank you, Maharaj. Please instruct.
Requires sincerity. Yavashayatmaka budhir ekeha kududangana bahushaka hyanantashas budhayo vyavashayana. Our sincerity is expressed by our determination to be resolute in purpose, to really focus on what transformation is required in my life to please Krishna and serve Krishna. We can't take devotional service cheaply. We must have determination. That when Maya is tempting us in so many ways, we have to be determined to maintain our integrity and our character and the vows we've taken. or wish to take. And the determination is by saying no to Maya and yes to Krishna, by filling our hearts and our souls with Krishna, by seriously taking shelter of the holy names, by seriously taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, by seriously taking shelter of the association of devotees, by seriously taking shelter of the deities of Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Gopinath, Radha Govinda, by seriously putting Krishna in the center of our lives and filling our lives with Krishna. When Maya strikes, we have to be determined not to give in. But the only way to sustainably do that is we really have to take shelter. The material world is a very diseased place. Chanting our rounds every day, reading from the scriptures from Prabhupada's books every day is like immuning us, giving us an immunization, giving us the strength to be like lotus flowers and remain clean even in muddy places. In order to remain clean like a lotus leaf in muddy places, we have to have the determination to keep our minds and our hearts filled with Krishna, his holy names, devotional service, humble prayers, and simultaneous determination. Ragad Vaishava Muktaishtu Vishaya Anandreyashtiran Atma Vishaya Vedhayatma Prasaram Adhikachtat. We follow these regulative principles, which are a gift. And what is the actual result of following the regulative principles? Not that we become so spiritually powerful that Maya cannot touch us. The result is if we do it sincerely, without making aparads, then prasadam. Krishna says he will give his mercy. And it is that mercy that protects us from all the temptations of lust and anger, envy, arrogance, greed, and illusion. So taking shelter means to say no to Maya and yes to Krishna, and to fill our lives in such a way that we have Krishna's grace with us. Hare Krishna. And we need each other too. We need the association of devotees, satsang, to keep us focused in our sadhana, in our prayer, and in a clear vision of what is favorable and what is unfavorable. Rupa Goswami explains surrender is to accept what is favorable and reject what is unfavorable. Yes.
Okay. Yes. So these regulative principles, as Maharaj mentioned, is the immunization vaccine. Okay. So yeah, being immune to the attacks of Maya. Okay. So like also Maharaj said that it is not to show that we are so strong against Maya. It's not that. The mercy is not the regulative principle will technically protect us, but by following the process, we are going to get Krishna's mercy, and that mercy is what is going to protect us. Okay, also I have to keep in mind that doing all these regulative principles is to increase our desire to serve Krishna. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you so much. Any questions? Next week, no class. The next week, no class. The following week, I will update because Guru Maharaj will be coming that week. So just have to wait for my updates. see how it goes. Okay, so if the classes, Guru Maharaj is giving classes in KL temple, then I will send out the invitation. So please come and take association. It's very, very, after a long time, Guru Maharaj is coming to KL. And he's not going to stay very long, I think, because he's going to go to north for Radha Yatra, and then he's going to Thailand after that already, and then he's going to go back to India. So it's very important when a guru or sannyasi is here, we're going to take the opportunity of taking physical association from him. And Guru Maharaj is very approachable. If you have any questions, you can ask him. And no matter whether it's silly or basics or what, don't worry about it. Okay, and if you have Chinese friends also, you can bring, because Guru Maharaj can speak Chinese. Okay, so before we end, any questions? So how are you all? All okay?
All okay, Mataji.
Okay,
Any
Mataji.
holidays on the horizon? It's
Okay.
almost end of the year already.
No, Mataji.
Monday is holiday.
Sunday, Monday, yes. No long holidays, Prabhu. 2 years pandemic. You're not going anywhere. Now,
Not outside Malaysia lah, maybe inside.
yeah, me too. Next week, yeah, I'm planning for a short holiday.
To where?
Fraser saja.
Oh, Malaysia.
Nice. Have a nice trip, Mataji.
Yeah.
I
Have a nice
really,
day.
really need to rest my eyes. My eyes are almost tired.
Mataji, can I ask one question?
Yes, Mataji.
Various levels of Bhakti Yoga. Level 4, you said giving up the results of work, right? How is it different with level 5 renunciation?
The level 4, you're actually giving the results as like money, right? You're giving to the help for anything that's got to do with community service, social services. So you're actually surrendering your money for that purpose. Okay, for level 5, you are doing anything and everything, but the results you are not attached to the results. So here in level 4, you're actually using the money that you have gotten, your earnings, and you're doing charity. Whereas here, you're basically renouncing everything that you're doing. So the example that we gave in slide when we were doing this Bhagavad Gita, right? So there was a picture about actor giving a big check to the police force. He was doing that. All right. And then some people are donating for food distribution. So like that, Mataji.
That is renunciation, or?
That is the step 4. Doing community, social, those kind of services. So that is recommended.
Giving up everything.
Renouncing some of your results, your accumulated results. It basically is in monetary form. Monetary form, or is cash and kind lah, Mataji. But here the renunciation is the result of the work that you're doing. Basically, whatever the work you're doing, the results you're not being attached to. But here you are keeping some results, and you're giving some to the good cause of the society.
Certain percentage. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. All right. So good night, everyone. Have a good evening and
Good night.
enjoy the long weekend.
Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night.